How we doing? My name is Ryan Hebert, and today I am making this video for all of you out there who may be in school or who may be in college and wondering to yourself, how can I travel across the country to play Pokemon or any other esport for practically no cost at all? Hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm here to give you all my answer and my journey on how I was able to travel the country to play the Pokemon VGC for practically nothing. Number one, I decided that I wanted to travel. Now, this was really, really important because you have to want to do this. You have to actively tell yourself that you want to go on an adventure, almost like starting off on an adventure in a Pokemon game. If you're not willing to do it, if you're not willing to go out there and put yourself in new places and in new experiences and new opportunities, it's not going to happen. Start putting yourself out there and making goals for yourself on what you want to do. Number two, okay, so I said to myself, I want to go travel. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. How do I do it? How do I do it? Not complaining about, oh, I can't go. I don't have money. No one cares. No one cares about what excuses you have. You just have to go and do it. And that takes time. That takes patience. And most of all, it takes being very, very keen on detail and keeping your ear close to the ground and always finding the next direction and opportunity to take yourself, to give yourself the opportunity. Because no one's going to give it to you. Very rarely does someone give you an opportunity like this. Here's what I did. I said to myself, well, how do people go to events and not pay for it? They get on a team. Sounds like if they get on a team and they get sponsored, then they don't have to pay for it. Well, that's not completely true, and I'm not going to go into the breakdown of all of that, but let me just tell you how that went. Ryan Hebert never has been to an event and approaches a team not based on video games whatsoever, based on the card game, and says, hey, do you guys sponsor players for the video game championship series? Worth a try. What did they tell me? No, we don't. Sorry. And you have no tournament experience. So that's just not good for us. We apologize, but sorry, we can't do it. And honestly, that is the best response that they could have given me. Truly. And, I wasn't expecting any other response. I knew it was going to be a no, but as someone who didn't know, I had to hear no. And that is what led me on my path to figure out how to go to events for practically nothing. Number three, a job. Well, it's very simple. You get a job, you make money, and then you use said money by saving it to go on trips. Seems simple enough, right? Well, when you're a full-time college student or a full-time high school student, or even maybe younger than that, or a PhD student, or you get the gist. Or following an education for something completely different than Pokemon and esports, which many of us are, because very rarely does someone major in Pokemon. I don't think it's a major yet, but let me know down below if it is somewhere around the world. I'd love to know. But most likely you were studying something that is not related to esports, but you found this hobby is taking over more of your life than you'd like to admit. Well, hey friend, that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. Focus 110% on your academic studies. Because in my next step, you're going to need to do that in order to be able to take the next step. Your academics and your education comes first, because you can always go to events after college. In college, you'll be able to go to some as well. However, if you fail college, you won't be able to go to events. And here's why. Number four, does your school or university have a Pokemon club? Oh, they do, really. Do you by any chance pay an organizational club fee every quarter or semester at your college that gives money to different organizations on campus so that they're able to take trips for sports conferences or tournament debate or something like that? Oh, they do. Huh, it sounds like if you had a Pokemon club on campus, they would be able to pay for travel, lodging, registration, and more for Pokemon regional and local events with a little bit of paperwork. Folks, that is exactly what I did. I took the time to realize that if you were to be a part of your college's on-campus organization, follow the line-by-line rules on what you need to do to get funding. Work out the nitty-gritty details and take your time. Folks, that's how you do it. That is how I did it. If you're someone my age right now, between the ages of 19 and 22, 23, once COVID is over, once it's done, once events come back and you're back at school, that's how you do it, okay? That is how you do it. Now, let's say you are a part of an organization where the leadership is lazy. They don't want to fill out the paperwork. They don't want to do the work. Tell them you'll do it. Figure out how to do the work yourself. And if you can get elected into this club at the start of the new year, when you know Pokemon events are going to be happening again, get elected. Get in there. Give yourself the chance, the opportunity to go and play in these events. That's what I did. Freshman year, I joined the Pokemon Club. The people there, I was a freshman. I didn't really have a real board position. I was the tournament operations manager, whatever. And I loved the competitive, and everyone else there was super casual because they were playing Pokemon Go, but I knew what was up. I knew that the president was vibing with me, and he was like, yo, I support you, but nobody else does. And I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be president in the next year. I'm going to take the reins because you're going to be leaving, and we're going to go to competitive tournaments, and we're going to really make something of ourselves. Esports was just getting started up at DePaul University at the exact same time. Does your university have an esports program? No? Start one. Start it. Get the administration talking. Do they have one starting up right now? Yes? Get Pokemon on board. Convince them Pokemon is an esport. Show them the numbers from the Twitch streams, from YouTube VODs. Give them a reason to believe you, because they will. What are Pokemon events? They are networking events. They are events to meet people. They are competitions. They are conferences. They are a buyer and seller's market. There's so much to do at a Pokemon event that there are a million different ways to describe how this event can help your club and your school, whether it be with school pride, whether it be with educational purposes, whether it be with career purposes. There's a million different reasons you can list for what a Pokemon event can be for you. It doesn't just have to be a vacation or leisure time for a hobby, because it can be something more. And that's exactly what I did with it. It is something more for me. And it's something more for a lot of my friends who go to these events as well. Now, I'm listing this all out pretty quickly to you, and I don't want it to seem like it's a walk in the park or that it took literally no time to do, because it took me a long time to do. And it took me so much time that explaining that in a 10-minute video is almost impossible. But if you're curious in hearing more about this, please feel free to reach out to me below in the comments, on Twitter at RyanPBHebert, or by email at ryan.hebert3@gmail.com. Happy to explain to you the process that I took, and not only competing to go to events and joining a club on campus, but I also became a Pokemon tournament organizer and started hosting local events in my area to not only provide events for myself, because tournament TOs cannot play in their own events, but for other people in my community. Get to know your community, give to your community, and it will give back to you. Truly, that is the philosophy I've lived by, and it has paid back to me tenfold. Folks, that's all the time I have today. I know it's a quick explanation. I hope to be back soon. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helps you just a little bit more when it comes to figuring out the process of wanting to travel to a Pokemon event for basically no money at all.